Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the breakfast call. Thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. My name is Reiner Limburg. I'm a senior key account manager at ASEA in Europe, and I'm grateful to introduce to you this morning our founder, Tyler Norton. If you want to know more about the heart and culture of ASEA, Tyler is the one to tell you. He's extremely committed to all associates around the world, and he shows it again today by staying up until midnight because he's in Utah and it's just past midnight at the moment. For me personally, I seize every opportunity I have to listen to Tyler and learn from his experience, and I'm glad that you decided to do the same by showing up this early morning. Tyler, hopefully everything is working for you and I send you the correct link. If it's okay for you, I would like to hand over the time to you.
Thank you, Reinder. It's great to be with you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfectly. Thanks.
Well, good morning to all of you in Europe. Oh, go ahead.
What I want to tell you is that yesterday, we were on a call. I went home, had dinner with my wife and kids, and went to bed. And you are still up, so thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
It's great to be with all of you tonight. You can hear and see me okay, correct?
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for hosting me, and wonderful to see all of our breakfast participants this morning at the call in Europe. It's a real pleasure for me. I want to say thank you to all of you for your commitment and contribution to ASEA, and frankly, to my life personally. There's so many of you that have touched my life and made a difference in my life and for me and my family. And so I want to say thank you. I send my the regards of my father, who wishes that he could spend more time with all of you in the field. But I mentioned that I was going to be on a call with our dear friends from Europe, and he wishes you all well, and sends greetings to you and hopes that you're all doing okay. What an interesting time that we're living in. We're living in a very, very unique time in the history of this world, and we have such a unique responsibility and opportunity to make a difference in people's lives and to breathe hope into the people that we meet with and speak with. And I challenge all of you to take that responsibility very, very seriously as we continue to go through what will, I think, not soon be forgotten as one of the most unique years in all of our lives. It continues to be so here in the United States. And I know that's the case in many places throughout Europe. Couple thoughts I wanted to share with you this morning for you before I go to bed and you start the rest of your day. First off, I wanted to encourage you to take full advantage of our Webvention that's coming up. As you know, we were unable to celebrate our 10-year anniversary as we had hoped in Anaheim, California, just outside of Los Angeles. And we made the decision of, and I think it's been obviously a wise decision, one that we almost really didn't have a choice but to make. And that was to move to a virtual convention event. I want to challenge all of you to get as many people to participate in that as you possibly can. As you've no doubt heard, we've tried our best to make the cost very doable for people to join, particularly by adding LRP points to people that purchase an access ticket. This is an opportunity for you to get large groups of people together and have a chance to experience a little bit of the culture and ethos of ASEA. And so I want to challenge you to consider that. And I think you should give serious consideration to how you're using virtual meetings, much like we're doing here today. I'm amazed at what's happening around the world. We hear wonderful stories of how people are leveraging these different types of meetings and events to grow their businesses. I should tell you that the European market is notably ahead of their annual plan. So if you can think about the fact that we set annual plan numbers as we close out the prior year, we turn into a new calendar year, long before anyone anticipated a full shutdown or lockdown of whole enormous parts of the world. If you can imagine, very little travel has happened, very little large group gatherings can happen. And here we have the European marketplace ahead of their annual objectives and plan, notably ahead of their prior year objectives. And I think that speaks volumes about each of you as leaders. It also proves something, and that is that virtual tools like this type of an event, like a webinar event like this, or other meetings that you might be able to do online, are proving to be very positive and very meaningful tools that you can take full advantage of. So I want to encourage you to be using these tools in your own businesses. Don't be afraid to lean into the technology and the tools that are out there. If it's not been your historic way of growing your business, I would encourage you to give it a try and to work through it so that you have an opportunity to continue to meet and impact other people. And then alternatively, or additionally, better said, I think you want to make serious plans to join us for our Webvention. This will be an opportunity for us to share with the entire world the messages that we want to share this year. There will be announcements at this event. There will be significant enhancements to various programs that we have. And of course, this being our 10-year anniversary, we've decided to use this Webvention event as a launch pad for the full calendar year to be our celebration, largely because we were unable to get together. And so next year's convention will kind of be the culminating event of our 10-year anniversary. And this year's convention will be the initiating or starting event. So we really want to invite you to be a part of that. Another thought I had that I thought I'd share with you is many years ago, I went to visit with my father. As you know, he was the head of strategy for a very large international company at the time. And he taught me this very simple concept, one that I've shared at convention, which is the smart strategists are the ones who look for resources that they can leverage. And I remember him telling me this as a very young man. And he said, Tyler, what I've learned is most people don't take full advantage of the resources that are available to them to succeed. I've been thinking a lot about that as it relates to our company. And if you sat down and started to ponder and think about what are the resources that I have available to me to help grow my business? Well, certainly, Webvention or convention, our international convention is one. We know that our European Envision events, your incentive trip this year to Marrakesh is another good example. And one that I'd like to draw some attention to is what we're doing with promotions and incentives. And I'll let you in on a little bit of what we're trying to accomplish with these. Because we haven't been able to gather together as a large group, because so much of what we plan to do this year has been altered or in some cases canceled because of what's happened with this virus worldwide, it's enabled us to think differently about ways we could provide resources to you that were alternative in nature. And as you've noticed around the world, we've had record enrollment and record sales in most of the regions of the world here in the past few weeks as we've had various promotions and incentives in your marketplace. And I think when my dad was trying to teach me of the power of identifying and really understanding where are the resources, where are the pockets of additional help and support, financial or otherwise, that I can be leveraging in my business. And one of those for sure is what we're doing with promotions and incentives right now. So whether it's your Marrakesh trip, which my understanding, Reinder, is that's still going forward, is my understanding. And I certainly hope that that trip can happen for all of you. But that's a good example of something that's a leverageable resource that you can now share and take full advantage of as you grow your own personal business. And then notice what's been happening with this bounce back promotion across Europe. It's driving enrollments. It's creating opportunities to get our product into more people's hands and to bring more people into the ASEA family. And I think it's a good example of what my father was trying to teach me as a young man, which is take time to understand, right? What are the resources that you have that you can take full advantage of? And as I mentioned, because our resources have had to shift this year, we've tried to be more creative with the resources that we could bring to bear and the things that we actually could do in the face of the virus challenge around the world. And I think you'd be wise to step back and ask yourself, am I taking full advantage of these types of resources that are being put out in front of me in ways to drive and grow my business? The last thing I'll say, Reiner, this morning, I know you have additional agenda items or discussion points. I just wanted to mention a couple last things. Here in the United States, and I think this is, you're seeing this happen around the world. There's a lot of tension and contention. There's kind of some friction that's happening in the world around us. And I think it's a very important thing for us to demonstrate kindness, to demonstrate the ethos that we teach every year at this company, at our Ethos Academy, and what we stand for. There's so much hate, there's so much anger, there's so much frustration in the world that I think that when we say at ASEA that our mission is to be really a force for good in the world and to better people's lives, I feel so strongly about that we have an opportunity to be people that are concerned about others around us, that treat all people with respect and the humanity that they deserve. There's a lot of fear in the world right now, and I think we can be an antidote to that fear. We can be helping people to feel hope, to feel confidence, and inspiring other people to remember their better nature. I'm concerned that we're moving into a world that's becoming less and less sensitive to how we treat and speak about or to each other. And I think that ASEA should always stand for a place where humanity, where kindness, where we can be tough on world issues, but we should be kind and soft on people. The issues need to be addressed. We need to be smart and intelligent around the world with what's going on, whether that's with health or any number of other things. But I think we should do that with kindness and using the ethos that we've been teaching about seeing other people as people and respecting them as people. And I hope that each of you will ask yourself, how can you be part of that global community of kindness that I feel so strongly about, that is ASEA? I've always felt that if we saw other people and treated other people as people in the process of growing our business, that we would have more influence, more impact, and frankly, more success than if we were simply driving so hard at our business that we start to reduce our attention to the humanity of our business. The world needs increased humanity and kindness right now. And so my message really today is be sure to join us for Webvention. Don't miss this digital event. Get teams together, put large groups together. Reinder, I think you all know that if we have 50 people of a given spoken language, we're going to have translation ready to go. So if you're wanting to have things offered in your language with translation in real time, that's something that's entirely in your control. If you can go out and drive activity and engagement around getting people enrolled and registered, and also to leverage these tools for your own business. Secondly, take a look at the promos and incentives and the promotions and incentives that are in your marketplace now, and give yourself an assessment. How well am I doing in taking full advantage of these tools and resources that are being put in front of you? Remember, my dad's advice to me was strategy is how you leverage resources, and the really good strategists are the ones who find the resources that they're under leveraging, and they identify those and they work to drive their business forward using those resources from other places. And then the last thing I would challenge all of us to do is we need to live our ethos more than ever before. Our ethos is how we see and treat ourselves. Our ethos is how we see and treat other people. And our ethos is also how we see and treat this opportunity. And when you think about those three things in the world that we live in right now, whether it's to support strong health, strong bodies, and giving people the strength and the courage in the face of all these challenges, whether it's being kind with people when others are being unkind, or promoting divisiveness as opposed to unity. I just think we have such a unique platform to make a difference in the world and to be a voice for good and a force for good. So, Reinder, these are the things I wanted to share this morning with all of you. I also want to be sensitive that there might have been some other things that you'd like me to address or talk about. So with that, I'll turn it back to you and say thank you to all of our European friends and associates for letting me stay up this evening and spend some time with you. And Reinder, is there anything else that you'd like me to touch on that I haven't mentioned?
No. I think these are very important things, and thanks for sharing these insights with us. I'm still taking some notes here, so I can steal some of the things you said for my own presentations. You mentioned that I had some other agenda points for today, but I think you covered most of it. So I will still do it regardless. But thank you so much. I think I speak on behalf of everyone on this call that it's a privilege to have you on this call and to have you as our leader. Thank you so much. Please feel free to stay for the remainder of this call, but also if you want to call it a day, I can totally understand that. It's been
if you don't mind, I have some early morning calls, and so I'll probably excuse myself and get to rest. But yeah, let's remember to this is such a unique year, such an incredible year, one of great challenge and great opportunity. And I think we have such an opportunity to be a voice of hope and kindness and assurance to the world. And so I hope we can go out and do that. And Reinder, thank you for your leadership and for all the European leaders and members of our team. It's really a privilege to be able to join you this evening and this morning for your breakfast call. So thanks.
Thank you so much, and have a good night. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Yeah, so much to take away from this. What Tyler can do in 15 minutes, incredible. I'm really glad that he talked about Webvention, which I will talk about later on for a bit as well. But what he said about leveraging the resources that we have when it comes to promotions and incentive, I take every opportunity to talk about these promotions and incentives that we have, because it can really help to grow your business. Whether that's the promotion that we currently have running, the bounce back promotion, or whether that's fast forward or work together with your team to qualify for the Marrakesh incentive, Desert Rose. These are all resources that you should use, and you should have everyone in your team use, because this can grow your business. What Tyler mentioned as well is that we have been seeing some great results over the last couple of weeks. I don't want to say that this COVID-19 situation is a good thing, of course not, because it's horrible. Everyone's life has been changed because of this, but we see a lot of positive things as well when it comes to how people are doing their business, changing how they meet with their teams, meeting virtually or over Zoom meetings more often and frequently, which is great to see. Usually you see that the summer months are a bit slow when it comes to sales, but last week we had great results, and the week before that actually was the best week of sales we had in a long time. Well, at least the best week of sales that I saw since I joined this company early last year. So thank you all for what you have been doing, using these promotions, using Zoom to get in contact with new people and get together with your new team. Be more creative than maybe than you were before with these Zoom meetings. Just as a short example, last weekend I was on a call hosted by Zoltan and Sissel. It was a global call, so we had they had people from the United States, from Europe, and also from ASEA joining. They have more than 250 people on the call, and they actually had separate Zoom rooms set up where they offered translations, like real-time translations. So great to see, great way to meet with the people all over the world and stay connected with your team. And yeah, it's just great to see. Part of the success is, of course, the bounce back promotion, and I know that everyone is really happy with this promotion. It is. Let me quickly share my screen as well. Yeah, the bounce back promotions. Well, everyone, I will be really short because I think most of the people on the call have been using this promotion and know what it's all about. But the great thing about this promotion that it's not benefiting you alone, but also a huge benefit for new associates. For you, when you sign someone up today, you will get paid double fast start bonus next week. I love these weekly payments. I think it's also a great part of the success of this promotion. And but on the other hand, for new associates, they can profit from free shipping. They can get loyalty reward points right away, and on their next order, they can get a discount up to 25%, which is amazing. We've been receiving some great feedback about this promotion. And I think the word is already out, but we decided to extend the promotion period to the 7th of August. So you can continue using this promotion to build your team. So great success with this promotion. I'm really glad that it's going on for another 3 or 4 weeks. Not just sales were really good, but also enrollment numbers were great in Europe and all over the world. And this will increase sales right away, but it will also have a positive effect on the long run. So I'm really glad that the team in the US came up with this promotion and that we decided to extend it. Yeah, just a great way of building your business. What we also see with these great results when it comes to sales is that it resonated in rank advancement as well. And this is what we want to see. We want to celebrate success. And it's my privilege to announce to you that last week we had 2 new diamonds in Europe. And besides from 2 diamonds, we also had 3 new silvers, 4 new bronze executives, and in total 61 rank advancement in total in Europe, which is fantastic. We're actually running low on stock when it comes to certificates and pins that we send out to everyone who's rank advancing, which is a good thing, of course. But yeah, we need to make sure that we order more so that we can send out these recognition boxes in due time. Before I will spend a little bit more time to tell you a bit about these 2 new diamonds, I quickly want to mention my colleague Xiaolin Demai, who joined our team last year in November. She is a business development manager for Europe, and she focuses mostly on the Asian and Chinese communities in Europe. If I go back in time, I think it was around convention in Vegas last year, and we saw the Asian markets growing rapidly, and we saw that in pretty much every market we are open in, we saw Chinese groups growing and growing almost everywhere except from Europe. And the VP of Europe, my boss, Jörg Heugje, of course said, well, we want that in Europe as well. This could be the next thing that brings the sales in Europe to the next level. So what he came up with a plan to, with a hidden agenda in Vegas to also have the opportunity to talk to leaders from all over the world, from Asia, to present ASEA in Europe, what we do in Europe, what we can do for them. And most of them were really interested in this opportunity because they see an opportunity in everything, and they seize every opportunity to grow their business. But they became really interested when Jörg told them about Xiaolin, because maybe for us, it's difficult to work closely together with people from the Chinese communities in Europe because of cultural differences or language issues. And of course, with Xiaolin on our team, this is no longer the case. And yeah, ever since she started, she's been working with global leaders all over the world, and she played a crucial part in assisting the teams that we are building up here in Europe. And now we are seeing the results because these 2 diamonds that became diamond last week the one from Portugal and one from France, they have a Chinese background. So these two associates have been working really hard to build teams in many markets. So please help me congratulate, firstly, Mrs. Yu from Portugal. She started ASEA in July 2019. By the time she was working as a retailer in a small beach town in Portugal for more than 10 years. She had a great life, but she felt that something was missing, and she heard about ASEA through a friend and tried the product, and she was really surprised to see the great results in the family, the product had on her family, and this was the moment that she decided to go for it and start building an ASEA business. And she started working with two of her closest friends, who, by the way, are also platinum executives now. So this is great for her team. She now has business in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, Belgium, and even Austria. So many countries in Europe. And she also joined our last incentive trip to Finland, to Lapland, Winter Wonderland. And surely we will see her and many of her team members in Marrakesh this year as well. So I know that she's really proud to be a diamond, and she should be. So please help me congratulate Mrs. Yu with this fantastic achievement of becoming a diamond. Our second new diamond is Mr. Win, and this is also an extraordinary story because he started his ASEA business earlier this year, in January actually. And Xiaolin told me a bit about him. I've met him personally only once, but yeah, what she told me is that he actually is a professional network marketer, but he decided to retire 2 years ago. He had a successful network marketing business in France for over 20 years, and he thought it was time to spend more time with his grandchildren and his family. But then late last year, early this year, he heard about ASEA and started looking into it, and he was really excited about the opportunity and our unique products, and he started to build a business. And I think we can all agree that he shouldn't regret that decision, because he is a diamond already in just over 6 months. So congratulations to Kim Meng and his wife Chandan for this extraordinary accomplishment. So Tyler mentioned the leveraging promotions. We talked about the bounce back promotions for a bit, and he also mentioned the same thing for incentives. And we see that the last couple of weeks, with sales were really good, enrollments were up. This of course also has a positive effect on our incentive trip and how everyone is doing there. I just went online earlier this morning to look at the results for this week, because you probably know that we get the new results in on Wednesday. The leaderboard is updated Wednesday morning, so we can all see how we are progressing here. And I'm really pleased to say that we last year Zoltan qualified for the first prize, but now this week Martin Sushi joined as well. So we already have 2 qualifiers for first place. In total, we have 14 qualifiers already. And if I remember correctly, last year around the same time, we didn't have any qualifier just yet. So this is amazing news. We have a couple of teams that have been building like fast, and you see the results. As you can see, there are also quite a bit of Chinese names on this list, and this is of course due to the success in the groups of Kim Meng Win and Mrs. Yu. So thank you for all you're doing here. It's great that we're still planning to go to Marrakesh, of course. And it would be great if we were there with a really big group. Apart from these 14 qualifiers, we have 41 associates that are on track, and another 23 that are almost on track. And almost on track means that they are slightly behind. If you look at it, like we have 24 weeks of qualification period, and you need to do approximately 4% of your volume every week. These people that are almost on track are just slightly behind, and they have still plenty of time to make up for it. So potentially we are looking at, what is it, 60, 70, close to 80 qualifying accounts for Desert Rose, which means that we will have a really big group in Marrakesh, and I'm already looking forward to it so much. Last year in Finland, we had an amazing trip there with great activities. Go snowmobile riding. I told this story on a couple of Zoom meetings I did before. Is that I was in the first group on these snowmobiles. It was actually, by the way, really dangerous to be close to me because yeah, it was the first time for me, and I had no experience with it, and there wasn't an accident, but it was close. But then I pictured myself being in Marrakesh, looking behind me and see a really large group of Europeans from many different countries sitting on camels. And this is also, I haven't been traveling for quite some time because of COVID-19. And this is probably going to be my first trip that I'm looking forward to so much. And the more people, the better. So please continue working for this incentive together with your team and with new people on your team. This is going to be a great trip. Then Tyler mentioned it, the Webvention. Important to emphasize again, he mentioned it as well, is that if you want to have translations for this Webvention, we need to have a minimum amount of 50 people from one country or from one language. So please send it in. You still have until August 1st to send in your language requests. And please do so, because it's of course great to listen to people talk on stage, or in this case on stage but virtually in English, but it's even better when it's translated live. So send it in. It can only help. I think that we sent out the information about the LRPs yesterday over Facebook. Tyler mentioned it, but yeah, you will get 50 LRPs if you buy your ticket for Webvention. Apart from this, you will also have additional benefits, is that you can look at the footage, the recordings for 30 days whenever you feel like it. You have access to the breakout sessions that will be part of the Webvention. It's not going to be breakout sessions by Americans only. We also have a couple of people from Europe that will do a breakout session at this Webvention, and from other parts of the world as well. You will have access to Webvention recognition, to the Webvention store, and to exclusive Webvention sales and promotions. The ticket price is $79 or whatever that amount is in your local currency. So I invite you to come here. We have a great corporate speakers and great field leaders that will also present during this Webvention. So yeah, please join. I'm really excited about this because I talked a bit about being creative on Zoom, and this will not be your regular Zoom meeting. I know that Justin Wilson and his team will come up with something special that we don't want to miss. So if you haven't purchased your ticket yet, you can do it in the VO. Please make sure that you're there, because we will share some crucial information, some new information, updates, and great breakout sessions. But thank you all very much for joining. This was all that I wanted to mention today, and I hope to see you next month at our next breakfast call. Thank you so much.